Carlos, welcome to Teresa Talk.
Thanks for having me, man. I
No,
appreciate it.
I'm glad that I have you.
Yeah,
One of the first IFBB pros in Northern Nevada. Wait, you are the first IFBB pro, right?
I am.
You are.
I am.
Remember you did Tahoe
And my
was,
last show here in town, yeah, that was my last show. I took the overall. I did the light heavyweight division and took the overall as well. Yeah.
and then after that, what went through it all? So let's take it back. Let's before because we just jumped straight to the gun. How did bodybuilding even come in to your
Oh
life?
yeah, no, I got a funny story on that, man.
Let's go.
Mine's really different from everybody else, to be honest with you. Uh, it goes like this, man. I was at church, believe it or not. I came in late. Place is packed, so I'm standing in the back, and I'm just listening. I go to a Catholic church, so we always wait for the priest to come out. So I'm waiting for the priest to come out, and on the way there, he's like, "Hey, how you doing, man? Are you a bodybuilder?" I was like, "No, man. I just like going to the gym." He goes, "Man, you look like you're a bodybuilder. Look pretty good." I go, "Thanks, man. Appreciate that." This is Father. His name is actually Father Larry. He's the one that got me involved in bodybuilding, believe it or not. And then again, of course, 2 weeks later go by. I come back, and again, I'm late, and I end up in the back again. And this time, Father Larry comes out. He goes, "Hey, Carlos." Now he knows my name. "How you doing, man? Hey, would you like to go to a bodybuilding show with me? Because I got a couple of guys that I'm going up there to support, and I know them. And it's this bodybuilding show in Carson City." I go, "Yeah, man." So it's like, fun. I'll check it out, right? So I go with him. I go to the show, and there's a few guys on stage that I actually know. And I'm looking at them going, "What are these guys doing up here, right?" Like, and then that's when things started just clicking for me mentally. And I thought about getting on stage. Otherwise, prior to that, I just loved going to the gym and getting a pump. You know what I mean? I just enjoyed it. It was this like, I don't know, one of those adrenaline's you get, it's like a rush and you just fall in love with it, man. And it just, from that point on, it just keeps going. But back to the show, I'm watching these guys are motivating me because I'm thinking, man, if these guys can get up there, can get up there too. But I didn't even think about what it took to get up there. I didn't think about the nutrition because prior to that, I wasn't even eating right. I was eating whatever. I was going to the gym. Second, I knew nothing about bodybuilding. I knew nothing about flexing, posing, none of that. I didn't know what that was. So, since these guys were up there, I figured, I could probably do this. So the next year comes around, and I have a friend of mine who's a bodybuilder himself, and he gives me his diet.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Here's Carlos, this is how you got to do, man, so you can lean out." I was like, "Oh."
But you already big and because everybody already thought you were a bodybuilder, right?
Yeah. They already thought I was a bodybuilder. I was weighing like 195 pounds at the time. You know what I mean? I worked my way up from 155. I was 155 pounds when I graduated from high school. And then about 3-4 years later, I was probably about 195. And then that's what I decided to trim down. But believe it or not, that actually was very, very short-lived.
Okay.
I went to this diet that my friend gave me, and I only lasted a weekend.
With the diet.
I literally thought I was going to die. I'm not kidding you. I thought, man, my life is more important to me than me getting on stage looking like this, right? So I was like, screw it. Because the first week was bad, but it wasn't too bad. I figured, okay, I can just push myself to get through this, right? But the second week comes around, by Wednesday, I'm thinking, man, my life is more important to me. So I decided, you know what? I'm not doing this. This is too tough.
The diet was cutting you down?
I was just like mentally, like, just being like, I'm telling you, I never experienced anything like this in my life. It was just impossible for me to do. That's how hard it seemed to me.
Really?
Because remember, I went from eating whatever
to a strict diet.
cold turkey, straight diet,
You're just like, fuck.
bodybuilding diet. I'm going, man, I'm going to die, right? I got no energy. I got nothing in me. I can't even lift weights. I can't even get focused. I'm having all kinds of craziness. So I give up, to be honest with you. And I decided, you know what? After about a week, it kept bothering me mentally,
Yeah.
I was like, man, I'm the only one that can't do this. This can't be it, This can't happen.
Correct.
You know, so I decided, you know what? I have to educate myself on nutrition, man. There's got to be a different way to do this. And that's when I started doing my research and started educating me on nutrition. So I got all that together. I educated myself on that. It actually took me a year to do that. And got myself a nutrition plan. I set it up myself like the same plans I give my clients today.
Yeah.
And I set it up 5 meals. I followed everything to the T. I figured if this is going to work, I have to follow it to the T.
Correct.
That's the only way I can tell if my research I did actually did help me understand this. Otherwise, I got nothing. So I decided to do my very first bodybuilding show in Carson City. It was a natural organization. I'm 12 weeks out and I get on it, man. And I'm doing good. 5 weeks into it, I'm like, I'm hanging in there. 6 weeks go by and the federation out of Carson City, the natural bodybuilding organization, actually falls apart. There's no show.
Well,
And you're in the middle of my prep and I got no show to go to, but I'm at the time going to Flex Fitness, now known as American Iron.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
And I got all these guys in there, I'm listening to them, and they're talking about Nevada State's coming up. I was like, Nevada State, what's that?
Nevada State. Yeah,
Right?
Nevada State.
I was like, all right, well, you know what? I'm going to focus on that. So I went to do a little homework. I went to find out when that show was and where it was going to be. And I just heard a little bit from the gym, you know? So I just kept doing my research. Okay, I finally decided, okay, this is going to happen in 2 months. So I got 2 more months. I can push yourself a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know, I was already prepping for 6 weeks. So I was already in the trenches, you know? So I get ready for that. This time I decided, you know what? I'm going to go with these guys. These guys have a lot of experience. They know what they're doing. And now I'm not going up there looking fool. So I'm going to get shredded. So I go from 195 to 154 to compete for my very first show. And I was shredded, man.
Oh, shit. You dropped 50?
50 pounds my first show.
Oh, shit.
I go into the light heavyweight and I barely make to 154 because the heaviest you can be in the light heavyweights, right, is 154 and a quarter. And I barely made it.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I barely made it.
So when you were going down from 190 to 154.
195.
195 to 154.
Yeah.
How was that coming down? Like, was it a mental thing too, knowing the fact that you were at a weight and now it's just dropping down just slowly? Were you feeling
Of course.
some type of way? Because you're just like, man, I'm usually walking around at this weight.
You know, it's like every bodybuilder. You feel like you're deteriorating from the inside.
Yeah.
And here you are, you have this nice big size on you, and all of a sudden you're just seeing it shrivel away. But what kept me focused was that I looked really good. To that point, I had never had a 6 pack because I had never followed a nutrition plan. I've never been, I'm not gonna lie, but I've never been in that kind of shape before. And I started seeing muscles I'd never seen before. So that motivated me, even though I was getting smaller.
Yeah.
So that's why I figured, you know what? If I can't come into that big because I don't look that good, I'm going to come in shred. And that's why I came in at 154. There was like 5 or 6 guys in my division. The guys that are talking about it in my gym at Flex Fitness, one of them was supposed to be the winner of that show. He was supposed to take it. The guy been competing for a while, like 3 or 4 years prior to me. And I decided I'm going to go do this. Like I said, I bought myself a videotape to teach myself how to pose.
Nice.
Yeah, so I pose every day. My kids were very young at the time, so I used to have them videotape me. At the time, we had those cameras,
The
right?
big ass camera.
Yeah,
like that,
and they would videotape me, and I would watch it myself, critique me, and have me watch, film me again. And the kids thought it was like a fun thing to do, you know?
Now they just got cameras and shit. That's awesome.
So that's how I learned how to pose. I taught myself. So when I go to the show, it kept calling my number. I don't know what that means, but I just figured, you know what? I'm going to keep posing. You know what I mean? So that's what I kept doing. So when I came off the stage, everyone on my lineup was like, man, how many shows have you done? I was like embarrassed to tell them, this is my first show, man.
Yeah.
But I did. I was like, this is my first show. They're like, dude, you pose like you've been doing this for a while. I go, no, man. I just practice every day. I'm not kidding. When I tell you every day, every day.
Every day.
I practice for, I don't know, I'm going to say, since I started probably the 12 weeks out, I practiced every day. Yeah. Because I didn't know anything. So I figured I have to learn. And the only way to get better is to keep practicing. You know what I mean? So I just did that. So of course I go in there, I come back in the nighttime for the finals. And sure enough, man, I destroy I win first place, and I'm just like, what the hell? This
Hell
is
yeah.
badass. And you know what? The one thing that I can tell you that scared me the most, even when I was watching these guys, when I first started, just looking back, was being in the Speedos. I was like, man, I don't know if I can do that.
Just being in a speedo the whole
That's
way.
the only thing that scared me. The diet didn't scare me. The workout didn't scare me, you know. None of that. The work I had to put into it didn't scare me, but that part really did. I wasn't sure how I was going to react being on stage for the very first time wearing those little Speedos.
Facts.
But I had practiced so much that when I got on stage, it felt like my home. So when the judge just started calling poses, I was like, I know this. Boom.
It's
I was
lean.
just hitting them like
It's
it was
mine.
nothing. So
taken.
I felt great being up there, man. I felt like that was my world. And I just fell in love with it.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's badass. So coming from church, from somebody saying, hey, let's go support, you see these guys at the gym, and now you're just like, I want to.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that I didn't know Carson City had an event,
Yeah.
and then they just shut it down.
It was a natural organization, and we still got those that kind of get together and then they fall apart. You know, they're not very strong like NPC. NPC is very powerful. NPC
NPC
is the biggest bodybuilding organization in America.
Yeah.
Period. You know, so yeah.
Definitely I get what you're saying when it comes to that, because now when you were talking about Nevada State, that one left as well.
It did, yeah. We lost that, and that was the very, very first show in Reno, Nevada. Nevada State. Randy and Julie Green were the ones who ran it, which used to own Flex Fitness at the time.
And that was before.
And they were putting it together.
And then American Iron took over.
And now American Iron took over, yeah. But that's what it was, man. So anyone was anybody back in those days, if you were a true bodybuilder, you claimed to be a bodybuilder, you better go to Flex, or you were not recognized as a bodybuilder.
That's how it was.
If you were a powerlifter, you went to Flex Fitness.
And that's
otherwise you were a nobody.
That's crazy how it is, because there's so many other gyms, commercial
now
gyms too.
We have all over the place, you know.
Yeah.
Everything has you know, just advanced, and everything got so much better. There's so much more equipment coming out.
Oh,
the
yeah.
ones you have here at your gym. You know what I mean? I think it's amazing that you can go to so many different gyms now and find so many nice equipment that we didn't have back in that day.
No, back then it was just your basic tables, free weights. Now it's everything has it to where you can actually trigger position, because now they sit you to hit that position.
And safer on your back, so you don't have to support yourself so much.
Yeah,
a lot of good stuff. So it keeps you in the gym a little bit longer. So remember, everybody talks about consistency, and that's how you're going to be consistent. Being, you know, injured free. You know, the best you can anyway.
That's the best way, because being injured sucks.
Oh, yeah.
It sucks. I remember being injured. It just stops me from doing whatever I can.
Oh, yeah.
It's just one of those things that will hurt me really bad. But like how you were saying, different gyms have those equipments that help out so much. What is insane to me is, damn, one piece of equipment is an arm and a leg.
I know.
Holy cow. And especially the more the name is getting known of the brand,
absolutely,
the higher the
demand. So there's more demand for it. So they're charging more for it.
And then they have athletes that they pay under now. So now those are getting up higher because they have to pay their athletes as well. And I'm just like, man, y'all got to go back to when you guys first started. Those prices were nice. Now they're 3 times up.
Yeah.
Like a regular leg curl, you can get a leg curl from any other company. You can probably spend about $1,500 to $2,000.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's one that you won't name brand.
Yeah.
It's running you close to $6,000 plus shipping. So
but you know what? It's so crazy because I think as a pro and as an IFBB pro, I think a lot of us are trying to find a way how we can make that income as well too, because everybody thinks as soon as you turn pro, all of a sudden all this goodies come with it. All this money comes with it. And you still have to learn to advertise yourself, you know, so you can get some of those scholar or sponsorships.
Correct.
And at the same time, you know, back in those days, I remember they used to give those athletes like contracts for magazines to write articles. They used to pay them like $30,000 a year to write one article a month.
Yeah.
And now, since those magazines are not selling very much, those contracts are no longer there.
It's all social media now. It's crazy.
It is.
And I like how you brought that up. Once you become a bodybuilder, professional bodybuilder, most of them say, "Oh, I made it."
Yeah.
No, you did make it, but you still got to hustle.
You still have to hustle. It just gives you more, um, more, I guess, um, if you were gonna make a resume for yourself, you got more on your resume to push with.
Correct.
That's all you got. But
Yeah.
it doesn't guarantee you nothing. If anything, to be honest with you, when you become a pro, bodybuilding just becomes that much harder.
Oh yeah,
It
definitely.
is another level. Not only, because a lot of people talk about the politics, that we all have to understand. It is a little political up there.
Yeah.
But at the same time, these bodies you're seeing now are not only big, but they're shredded.
Yeah.
They're shredded.
Extreme.
You know what I mean? To an extreme level.
Yeah, it's it's insane.
It's
And I like
insane.
the fact that I had another pro bodybuilder too in here as well, where obviously steroids. Steroids has been along for the longest ride. Back then, it was more of a hidden way. So now it's just like, yeah, it's just fucking out there. But like one of them said, yeah, I am a pro, but I'm not injecting how people think that I'm injecting.
Right.
The ones that are injecting the most are the NPC people, just so they can try to catch up to the level of the professional bodybuilders.
Unfortunately.
That's what
Only
it's just
because I
crazy.
think they don't understand that it takes more of you pushing yourself,
Mhm.
the food that you're feeding yourself, and how consistent you can be in the gym,
Yes.
and how you're going to be able to get the most out of your workouts,
Yep.
rather than destroying yourself or putting your body, or giving your body so much more enhancement.
Yep.
And it's really not giving you that much more.
Exactly.
You're just putting your life on,
The risk.
the risking it even more, even
Hurting
higher.
yourself, hurting
Yeah.
everything, shutting
And I
down
think as a
body.
pro, you've been through it for so long that you understand that it only gets you so far.
Yes.
If you don't have the will, the desire, the dedication, the discipline to do all the little things you have to do, like eating, training, the cardiovascular, the consistency of those three, you are never going to do very well in IFBB. And sometimes, even if you do those things well, you might not do well.
Yeah.
That's how difficult it is as a pro.
It's insane.
It really is.
More food is involved,
It's
especially.
more money too.
Yeah.
Remember, eating healthy is expensive already.
It's way
And
more
the bigger
expensive.
you are, the more calories you need, the more money you're going to spend to get that food.
That's the most craziest,
Yeah.
especially when you have a family that's in the fitness world. That's a lot of mouths to feed. So your prices just went up higher, because usually the Latino aspect, you get your protein,
Yeah.
your beans,
Yeah.
your rice, and your
Yeah.
tortilla.
Yeah.
That
And you're
would
good
all-
to go.
They filled you up. Those three carbs right there,
Yeah.
all filled up.
I
You
know
had
it.
a little bit of protein.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so that was an easier way for a household compared to now. Straight, which the cheapest is will be rice,
Yeah.
white rice. But then now steak is just so crazy expensive.
Oh, especially right
chicken.
now.
Chicken is going so crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is very, very expensive.
It's a very, very expensive sport. I'm telling you, whether you're an amateur or a professional, this is a very, very expensive sport. And we're not talking about just PEDs. We're not even talking about supplementations. We're talking about food here.
That's just food.
And then you got to get coaches, okay? Because no matter how good you are, it's always good to have someone on the outside looking in to tell you go harder or you're just fine. Or let's back off a little bit.
Yeah.
Sometimes most athletes, like myself, we will overdo a lot easier than we will underdo. But overdoing and underdoing is just a that.
Yeah.
You got to have a fine line.
Yeah. And that's what people don't understand.
Mhm.
It is literally a full-time job.
It literally is.
Without you even knowing, you're just like, yeah, I want to be a bodybuilder. Awesome. And you figure out, oh my goodness, it's a full-time job, because now you really got to take care of how much ounces or grams you're taking intake for protein, carbs, fats,
Yeah.
the whole 9 yards. When you eat, when's the best time, especially the time of your work schedule. Let's say that.
I know.
Because some of them do
You still got to
graveyard.
work as well.
Yeah, and some of them have to do this. So you gotta play when can you eat? What
I
times can
know.
you eat? And then a lot of the times it's just like with what I see with coaches is like, here, this is what it is. But a lot of the time the clients don't understand to tell them like, hey, I start at this time or I work graveyard. We need to work. When are the best times for me to eat? What do you recommend?
Yeah.
Because if you don't tell the coach that, then
Yeah.
sometimes they're like, oh yeah, I already had all this and this and that. And coach will
No,
be like, wait, hold
true.
on.
Yeah, definitely. That's one of the things I always try to get to know my
Yeah.
clients because of that reason, because you were right. It's so important to try to help them organize themselves.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them don't understand that you have to be organized to be really good at this sport.
Yeah.
It's not just eating and it's not just eating whatever. It's like, dude, things happen for a reason and you have to time things to perform at a higher level in the gym so you can get the most out of it.
Mhm.
Otherwise, you're not going to.
Correct.
The amount of sleep you need,
Exactly.
everything.
Big
You know
time.
how much stress you're getting out of your life. Whether it's like the gym, personal, or finances. One of the three.
One of them's
You know
gonna
what I
grab
mean?
you.
And if it's hitting you so hard that you're not having the ability to recover because your cortisol levels are too high, you're not going to grow either. You got to be really, really gifted to
Yeah.
just grow and eat whatever you want.
Agree.
You know what I mean?
And I love how you said that with the chromosomes, because nobody understands the fact that, well, majority of people are starting to understand it too. But at first they're just like, okay, I'm on it. Why I'm not growing? I'm following to the T. I'm doing everything. How are you stressing? Let's talk there. Oh, I'm very stressed. Okay. That can stop you.
Yeah.
People doesn't understand that stress is a major key for growth.
I know.
Body shuts down.
Yeah.
It doesn't like it. But that's where the best part for coaches like you that actually do care, want them to succeed. And like you said, I want to get to know you so I can help you.
Right.
Because sometimes they go like, hey, I love to work out fasted. Hey, is that a good thing or not? And
Right.
let's find out. Maybe you need a meal, or
Yeah.
how is your lifts going? Are you feeling a little woozy because you needed a meal?
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's the
all
best
those little
part.
things make a big role. Exactly. And I think the more you know your client, that's why sometimes, I get upset with people that want to jump from coach to coach because you don't give the coaches enough time to get to know you. One show is not going to do it. You know what I mean? You got to stick with it for a little bit to let them get to know you and you get to know them and how we think. And believe it or not, my number one thing always with my clients, and I have natural athletes and I have enhanced athletes, but the number one goal for me, I don't care which one it is health. You
Yes.
got to be healthy.
Yes.
You know what I mean? If you're natural and you feel like you're passing out on a Stairmaster, then there's got to be something wrong. You know what I mean?
gotta check your
Now, don't get
bloods.
me wrong. Once we get a little closer, some things kind of get crazy, and sometimes we have to push through certain things. But I think understanding and getting your coach and yourself to think at the same level and maybe get some ideas or experience things that they have done to help you understand why you probably won't feel as bad, because a lot of that becomes mental
Yeah.
as well too, and they
Great.
don't understand it. And if you don't understand it, it freaks you out more. So if you're feeling like you're going to pass up, it probably gets worse because you're thinking, oh my God, I'm going to die here,
Yeah.
But again, it's because the mentality that you have that you don't understand what's going on or your body's trying to tell you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The best thing is, like, honestly, you're one of my best coaches,
Thanks. I appreciate
to be
that.
honest. And I did lie to you on the fact that I was drinking at that time.
And that's the other thing, it's
That
hard.
was my-
People
that-
don't understand that either.
Yes.
Alcohol makes a big, big problem
Yep.
for you.
And that was stopping me from everything. When I started sitting back and I told myself, I'm like, man, I am doing what he says. I am working out how he says. We had our training sessions.
Yeah.
And then here comes Thursday night football, Friday night hanging out,
Yeah.
Saturday night hanging out. Sundays, I'm all day football, drunk. Monday nights hanging out.
And that's the other thing. I'm glad you brought that up too.
Yeah.
That's the other thing that clients don't take into consideration.
Yeah.
Okay, what kind of life do you want to live?
Exactly.
Do you want to go and hang out with your friends? Go in, do it.
Yeah.
Don't stress yourself out trying to do a show and try to go hang out with your friends at the same time. Because you know what?
Yeah.
You can't do both.
It's tough. You can't, because then they're over here having beverages.
Oh, yeah.
Or they're eating finger foods.
Yeah.
Ordering pizza, chicken wings. Clearly, they don't care about what you're doing,
Right.
Because they're not in the same lifestyle that you want to do.
Exactly.
And that was my mistake when I was with you.
Yeah.
I was doing the work, I was eating, but I fucked off by drinking,
Yeah.
binging out, and now that I'm actually. Yesterday, I'm 17 months sober. Is it? Yeah, I think I'm 17 months, 16 or 17 months sober.
Mm-hmm.
No alcohol.
Really?
Yeah,
Good for you,
I've been
man.
sober. I've
Right
been sober.
on.
and I've seen my body change. And I've been
Good.
telling myself then, man, I wish I was in that state of mind when that was going on.
Yeah.
But right now, it's just, I'm even
Yeah.
trying to even get a meal. And sometimes I forget to eat
And you're
sometimes.
super busy too,
And I
and
eat
that's
very
another
bad.
thing as well too. And that's the other thing I think you
Yeah.
have to like analyze for yourself.
Yeah.
Am I in a good place to be successful to
Correct.
do a competition?
Correct.
Because you have to look at yourself in the mirror too and find
Yeah.
out, okay, do I have all these things? You
Mhm.
know, trust me. Sometimes I even ask people, do they have a partner?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
do you have a family? Do
Mhm.
you have little ones?
Yeah.
Because that's going to change things up as well. You know,
Ooh,
one
yeah.
time I had a couple come in, they had a brand new baby born, okay? And they both wanted to get on the diet.
Oh,
The guy and the girl, right?
yeah.
And the girl was the one that first wanted to start it. But the
Uh-huh.
guy's like, I want to jump in too because I want to support her. I said, listen, no disrespect to anything, but I'm going to tell you how I feel about this. If you want to help her, okay, stay home with the baby
Yeah.
because she's going to be in the gym a lot.
Yeah.
And if you want to help her, support her, help her with her meals. That's how you're going to help her and support her.
Yep.
But for both of you get on, you're going to get divorced. That's what's
Oh.
going to happen.
I like how you were
It's the
honest.
truth.
Hey, and
Yeah.
that's the best part. You were honest
Yeah.
about it. I bet you anything you saved them,
Yep. Yep.
because that is something that's crazy, having two that are going to try to compete or be in the same thing.
Yeah. Well, not only
Buckle up
that,
and
it's
all.
the new baby born. Remember, this baby's going to be up probably quite a few times a night. You know, get up in the middle of the night and help her then if you want to help her.
Yeah.
You know,
Hey, your turn to feed the baby.
yeah, because
Hey, pick up the
she's
baby.
going to need that rest to be able to recover. Otherwise, she's going to be stressed out so much. And back again, when we're talking about the cortisol levels being too high, you are not going to lean.
And especially, she just had the baby too, so she's still recovering.
Oh, yeah.
From all of that.
Yeah.
It's my wife. I learned a lot after the babies were born. How much they have to take care of themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure that everything is good. It's literally another full-time job
It
on
is.
me to make sure that she's doing what doctor says.
Yeah.
And on top of it, she's more of like far and beyond, because oh, well, doctor said this. So now
Yeah.
she's more careful. I'm like, fuck, I got to be extra careful too.
Yeah.
So now
yeah.
it's my job to make sure, because if I do something different, or like you said, not supporting in the way that I need to support,
Yeah.
a divorce is going to happen.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's
It's
insane.
a lot of work.
It is a lot of
work. But you know, it's like everything. You have to put the work in.
Yeah.
Whether you want to be a fitness, whether you want to have a relationship, whether you want to have children, everything takes work. And if you're willing to put the work in, and I think the biggest thing, if you are going to go into competition, is to be very organized, especially when you have a family.
Oh, yes.
Because they all need the time. They all deserve your time. Your wife deserves your time. Your spouse, your husband needs the time. Your children need the time, you know?
Everything.
I know when my kids were little and I started competing, I would take my food to their practices. I would take my foods to the games. And I know that people were looking at me like, this guy is crazy.
Yeah.
But that's what I had to do.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to miss my kids' games just because I had to go eat. I would
Yeah.
just bring the meal with me and
Yeah.
sometimes eat it cold if I had to.
Yeah, it
I
had
had
to
no
be.
choice, you
Yeah,
know?
hot sauce and mustard.
Yeah, that's it, man. Get it done. Drink some water and go with it. And then, you know, sometimes I would be on preps and I would get craving so bad that I would stop by at the 7-Eleven, I remember, and buy each one of my kids. I have 3. Each candy bar. Felt better about it. I don't know if that had something to do with me buying it, but having to watch them eat it and them being so happy, it just kind of calmed me down.
Yeah, it was your
weird.
USA.
Yeah,
You USA
yeah, yeah.
down.
It was funny.
I
Yeah,
like
with
that.
my kids, like I always try to involve my kids. Like when I was prepping too, I remember I used to tell them, listen, if you catch me eating something I'm not supposed to, you get a dog. And my kids were like all over me.
Oh, yeah.
They were like hawks. I was like, maybe I shouldn't have come up with this, you know?
Yeah.
But they thought it was great, you know? So I always made like a game out of it.
That's amazing. Hey, you
Yeah.
guys got to understand. Listen to coach here. if you got kids like that,
Yeah.
hey, put that on your notes.
Yeah.
It'll help out. Because with the lady too as well.
Yeah.
She'll be like, hey, Maya Carter, I'm on prep. Make sure. So sure enough, I have a daughter that is like me, that just says things out of the blues without, sometimes you got to be careful. Because, yeah, she took that out of me. And she'll tell wife, Mom, you're not going to do that. Why? You're on prep. Give me that. get fat. Like she would throw her some
Oh,
different
yeah,
things,
yeah.
and she's cutting. What's
Yeah.
happening? Emotions.
Right.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah. Oh my
yeah,
goodness. And, you know, we're as a guy, men, we're not naturally emotional creatures.
yeah.
But trust me, we're on diet. You got a short fuse, man.
It's hard.
You got a short fuse, and people want to throw you under the bus all the time and be like, "Man, it's those things you're taking." No, it's not what you're taking. You've
No.
been dieting for freaking 18 weeks.
So
It
you
catches
want
up
it.
to you.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. I like you brought that. People think you're taking all these supplements.
Yeah.
So you're it's steroids or
Yeah.
it's this, it's that. No, like you said, I've been
Yeah.
in prep for so long
Yeah.
that I would love to have it. My mouth gets watery for me not to have it. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe a little something might trigger it here and there.
Yeah.
But on top of it, for them to throw that in your face to say that when you know it's
Yeah.
not that, yeah, it's gonna trigger you more because you know it's not.
Exactly.
You're gonna be
Yeah.
like, okay, you're just throwing. Now you're really pissing me
Now
off.
you're really trying to, build a fire over here,
Now
right?
you're getting to me.
Yeah, I know. So, you know, I think in majority of them, you know, I know for my personal experiences, I've said something sometimes, and I'm thinking, you know what? You got to try to remember that these people have no idea what you're going through.
No clue.
You know, a lot of people, even when we go to shows, you know, what's the first thing they ask you? How did you do? Whether you took first or last, listen, they don't understand how many days you woke up early to go do your cardio, how many times you had to eat, how frequently you went to the gym without being motivated because they think we're motivated all the time, but we're not. It becomes like a habit, a discipline you have to learn, that it becomes like a job. You just go whether you like it or not because you know that is the right thing to do.
Yep.
Because it's at the end, it's going to reward you. Your body is going to reward you
Yep.
for all the sacrifice you made. But people don't see that behind doors. All they see is you won or you lost.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They do not understand how much you actually had to sacrifice.
Yeah.
You know,
I like that because, like, we just had the mother load.
right?
I know exactly how it is and feels to be on stage, to where there was a lot of people that competed from this gym. First thing I said was, congratulations. I didn't even know what they placed.
Yeah.
I kind of did, but
Yeah.
for prejudging and all that stuff, or when I saw them going into it, because the show already started for the night show, when I would see them, I just congratulated,
Yeah.
even though they still haven't stepped up for the night stage.
Yeah.
First thing was, congratulations, you came from a long ways.
Yeah.
Look from here to there.
That's
It's your
important.
first show. Awesome.
Yeah.
Now you understand what you need to do for growth, condition,
Yeah.
et cetera, et cetera. But it's always one of those things to hear them, because majority of them said, hey, I appreciate you because you congratulated me without even knowing what's going on.
That's great.
I'm like, because I know the feeling, like you said,
Yeah.
you don't know the sacrifice,
Yes.
the eating wise,
Yeah.
what's going in life.
Yeah.
All they care is like, oh, how'd you do?
You don't even know what's going on in your mind.
Well, how'd I do? Like,
Yeah.
just give me a hug.
Yeah.
High
And you know,
five,
some people are going through some things you don't even understand.
Yeah.
That's why they got into it, just to keep themselves busy, you know?
bodybuilding is
So, yeah,
therapy,
big time, big time.
and I love it.
And people don't understand how much therapy it really is
Yeah.
until you've been doing it for quite some time.
Yeah.
A lot of people think we go to the gym to flex our muscles in front of the mirrors and look at ourselves all day. You know, it's like, dude, you have no idea what this does for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The progress. Yes, we're flexing because we see stuff that
Oh,
we
yeah.
were not seeing
Yeah.
last week.
And that's a very small amount of what it is that's translating into your mind as you're going through this progress stuff.
Yeah.
And all they see is the flexing. That's what I mean. You know, that you don't understand that maybe this person was at the bottom of their life, and this is the one thing that kept them going, because all of a sudden they see that they can actually do something and be really good at it.
Agree.
You know?
Totally
So, yeah.
agree. I love how you, like I said, you're one of the coaches that I know of that really actually does care.
I do.
Asks questions while training too.
Yeah.
How's life?
Yeah.
What's new? Chris, are you stressing?
Yeah.
Stop stressing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. You would stop me from what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Chill out. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, because you're gonna hurt yourself more than anything. You gotta
Exactly.
do right, because now you're you're lifting out of anger, you're
Right.
lifting out of stress.
Yeah.
That's going to hurt yourself. I remember when we were taught, like I said, I would tell everybody you were one of the ones that actually did care. Like I told them, because they would say like, "Oh, why'd you stop?" I kept drinking. That was my fuck
Yeah.
ups.
Yeah.
I kept drinking. I was a social drinker, and I didn't know how to stop.
Yeah.
I had a big alcohol social drinking problem, and that was my cause.
And it's hard when you're, like you said, when you put yourself in that environment, though, it's hard not to get involved.
Yeah.
It really is,
Yeah.
you know? So the best thing to do sometimes is not to go.
Exactly.
You know, if you feel like you can't control that, because sometimes peer pressure too, you know what I mean? And it doesn't sound like a big deal, but I mean, you know, some people just do it out of, I don't know, making a joke or something.
Yeah.
But you're at that level where you can't even take a joke. You're gonna take everything personal. You know what I mean? So you're like, screw it. So you end up just joining the activities, and before you know it, you're back to square one.
Yep, exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's insane
So-
how the world works.
Yeah.
But let's take it on this one right here. What was your most amazingest bodybuilding IFBB Pro show that you have done?
I'm gonna say the one I did this year in Florida.
Florida, in Tampa?
Florida. Uh, that was Florida, South Florida. South Florida. I was in South
Miami?
Florida. Miami. South Florida. Yep, Miami. Yep.
Yeah,
It
Miami.
was South Florida. That's what it was. South Florida, Miami. Yeah, it was very well run. The judge, this guy wanted to tear us down. You know what I
Really?
mean? I could feel his pressure because I kept seeing him look at me, and I kept feeling like, I'm going to take you out or you're going to place here. That's all that's going to happen. So you either fall apart or you hang in there. And if you hang in there, I'm going to reward you. And I
Oh.
felt like a challenge. And I was like, you're not going to break me. I'm going to stay here until I fucking die.
Yeah. You showed him.
Yeah, I had done a lot of posing too. This year, that was one of my main things that I did. I wanted to make sure that I was able to control my breathing and my poses were right on. So I was practicing all the time and hired a posing coach as well. I was taking a trip to Las Vegas every 3 weeks and practicing. And the last week, I actually stayed there and we posed every single day and we trained every single day leading up to that show. So I was very prepared. Very
Awesome.
prepared. I think that made a huge difference. And it would made me feel so much better because, like I told you, that judge wanted just to see how much you actually wanted it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He wanted to break the people.
You wanted to break the people that weren't supposed to be there, man.
Who gassed
if you
out.
didn't do your homework, no, I told you I was good.
Yeah.
But I could feel it.
No, but I'm saying like he wanted to see.
Oh, you could tell.
Oh, I'm gonna make you
went
gas
rounds
out.
and rounds.
That's what
I
he
was like,
wanted.
man.
Because
Yeah.
posing is
Yeah.
very, very
Definitely.
hard.
Definitely.
It's one cardio.
Yeah. You know, my son, he competes
Yeah.
too, and he was there watching me, and he was telling me the same thing. He goes, Dad, I felt like the judge just wanted to see how bad you wanted it.
Yeah.
Because he kept flexing. He kept posing you guys round after round after round, moving people around, flexing. I don't know how long we stayed up there. I felt like I was up there for like 10, 15 minutes, man.
Oh, I
dead
bet. I believe
serious.
it. I believe
I
it.
was like, dude, we were just there. He would take you out of the lineup, put you back in the lineup, take you back out, and then put you in, and then go a couple rounds. And I was like, what's going on?
Give me some water.
Well, you know what? I respect that because it's giving everyone the opportunity to get it looked at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Which is
Take
awesome.
Look at everybody else. Exactly.
Yeah.
And win or lose, I want to make sure that I came prepared, not only physically, but mentally.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure I'm able to hang with the poses.
Yeah.
So my body is not only in shape, but I'm also in posing shape so I can hold those poses together, man.
Heck yeah.
And he can pose me all day. And I felt that good, man. I was
That's
like,
good.
bring it. I'm going to be right here, man.
I ain't going
You know
nowhere.
I'm not going nowhere.
I like that
Yeah,
because
nowhere.
it's
Yeah,
one heck of a cardio.
it is.
Cramping,
It is.
everything.
It is.
I like how you said Carlos was
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
I love Carlos.
yeah,
The O, when we were at the O.
yeah,
I
yeah,
met him at Torture Gym.
Yeah.
because I told him, I was like, hey, I'm coming in. He's like, all right, where you going to be at?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm cool. My Airbnb is close to Torture Gym. I should be there around this time. He's like, oh, I'm at home. I'll head
Yeah,
over there.
yeah.
Sweet. I'll see you in 30 minutes. Show up. He was doing his thing. And then I don't know where right when we started, he left. He's
Yeah.
like, oh, I got to go. I got to pose. I'm like, oh, okay. So I just continued working because he had his posing coach.
Yeah.
People that were there helping him out. So clearly he did what he had to do.
Yeah.
I shit you not. When I turned around, I think it was like 10 minutes, 15 minutes passed by. I turned around to do another machine. I saw a glimpse of him. Door wide open. I said, holy fuck. Where did that guy come from?
Yeah, yeah.
Because he's always been progressing.
Yeah.
And out of nowhere, I swear, he looked like a doll that was just put together from a manufacturer.
Yeah.
So he comes out, and I literally told him, I'm like, what the hell, dude?
Yeah.
He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I saw you. He's like, you saw me? I'm like, oh, I saw you.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, you look phenomenal, dude.
Yeah, that's good.
Win show.
Yeah.
He's like, coaches gave me crap. Something's going to happen soon.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I feel like you can literally just
Yeah.
go on peak week right now
Yeah.
and destroy something. He's like, that's the plan.
Yeah, and it's crazy how much he loves it, man. It's
oh
crazy.
my goodness.
Because believe it or not, when he was growing up, you know, he played football.
Yeah.
And
He was
we
telling me.
never, I'm not kidding when I tell you this, because everybody always asks me that, and I'm not lying when I say this. We never talked about bodybuilding in my house.
He
We
told me
talked
that too.
about sports.
Yep.
That's all we talked about when they were little.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That's what he told me.
So, yeah.
Because your other son was doing baseball.
Yeah.
I don't know if he still is because
Yeah.
I haven't.
No, not
I don't-
anymore.
Yeah.
You know, he graduated too, so he's not playing anymore. But also my daughter was playing. You know.
Yeah, and he told me that she lives out of the country now, right?
Yeah, Italy.
Yeah, he told me. He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell? You got family in Italy?
I
Like,
know.
no.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, that's ballsy. Just
Yeah.
to live a new lifestyle. I'm like, good for her.
Yeah, I know.
Somebody's at least she's doing something that she wants. Because majority of the people,
Yeah.
stop.
It's definitely, you know, nice to go see how different cultures are as well.
Yeah.
Which is so different, because I was just visiting there for 2 weeks, and it is different. I'll tell you that right now. And then you got the language barrier. Man, that's tough.
Oh, I
That's
bet.
tough, you know. But definitely very different.
Yeah.
I think it really makes you appreciate what we have in America.
Yeah.
Because
That's
we
what I
have so
heard.
many luxuries here. You know what I mean? We have so many things that happen when we want it to happen. I think that's what we get used to, being so quick about things. And over there, oh no, you want something? You better hold on. It's gonna take a while. Yeah, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
now you
she
got
told me the
curious.
story when she first moved there, and she was going to buy a car. She went to the dealership, okay? Supposedly opened at 9 a.m. They waited, when I say they, her husband and her, waited until 10 a.m. Finally, someone showed up, and they tell them they had to make an appointment.
What the?
Exactly. So they come back the next day, right? At 9 o'clock again. The guy shows up at 10 again, okay? No urgency whatsoever. That's the one thing that my daughter does not like, is there is no urgency over there. So now they put a down payment on the car, and they get the car about 5 days later.
What?
I know.
Not
Right.
like here they give you same day.
Right? Sometimes, I mean, right? We barely finish up the paperwork before you're driving away with the car.
Yeah.
You know? So
Here's the keys.
yeah.
Sign it when you come
Over
back.
there, you gotta wait. You put a down payment on it, you still gotta wait.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't that crazy?
That's insane.
Yeah. So it's just weird how they operate. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, but you know, every country, I guess, got their own little thing or whatever, you know. But yeah. But anyway, back to my son. He fell in love with it after his first show, I think. You know.
Oh, he adores the sports.
Yeah.
Every time I see him, we always speak about you.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
yeah.
just one of those
you know,
things. Like,
he's definitely, you know, one of the reasons why I came up with the name Different Breed,
yeah.
because my son is a different breed. And I know
Oh.
a lot of people will probably say that about their kids, but I'm telling you, he is. When
Oh,
he
yeah.
sets his mind to do something,
Oh, he's
he
ready.
is like a runaway train, and
Oh.
you better get out of his way,
Oh,
because
yeah.
he's coming through you. That's
Oh,
all there is to it.
And the best
You
part is
know?
because when you hear that, you might be
Yeah.
like, oh, he might be mean.
Yeah.
Heck
No.
no.
The nicest guy ever.
Carlos is the most politest
For sure.
person, like one of the most politest persons I've ever met in my life.
Yeah.
He is so humble.
Yes,
he
he is.
cares.
He does.
He's actually a person that adores bodybuilding,
Yeah.
adores his mom and dad for doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And on top of it, he has a great heart. Everywhere we
He
go,
does.
he's very humble.
Yes,
He's
he
out.
is.
I
He is.
crazy part is,
great.
so I was at the O.
Yeah.
And so we ended up going out. I didn't even know he was there. And then we're in there. We had a table. We were hanging out with one of our great friends, Andrea and Theron. Next thing you know, I look to the side and I'm like, "That guy looks familiar. Good." It was so foggy because they did something. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh my God, that's Carlos." With a bunch of friends. Next
Yeah.
thing you know, he was with us the whole time.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then I'm
yeah.
like, "Hey," he's like, "Oh, I'm out of here."
Yeah.
I'm like, where you going?
Yeah.
You're like, "We just got here
Yeah.
because we showed up late." He's like,
Yeah.
"I got to catch a flight."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Well, where you going?" "I got to go to Reno." I'm like, "Are you serious, dude?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"You were up all day,
Yeah.
all night to catch a flight now too." I'm like, respect for you on all
Yeah,
that, the
he's
hustle. He's very
hardworking.
He works a lot, which I told him everything's gonna pay off.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. He will.
he surprised me with that one.
Yeah.
So
No.
it was pretty
That's
awesome.
insane, man. It's insane how he does that. But yeah, I don't know if I could do that stuff. But
Yeah, he's like you said, different breed.
Yeah.
And he is a different breed because
Yeah.
he is that guy that his mind is set to something and he's gonna go.
For sure.
And I have a feeling
Yeah.
he's like that because seeing it from his own parents.
Yeah, yeah. I hope so. Sometimes, I don't know. I know a lot of people will tell me that, but he is in a class of his own. That's all I tell him all the time.
Yeah.
And I told him this since he was little, That's just the way he's been. He's always been like that since he was little. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's
It's crazy to
pretty
see him
cool.
at his age he is now and still be the more powerful person
Oh yeah.
than he was when he was little. Because when he has his mind made up, like you said, there is no changing his mind, man.
No.
He's gonna do whatever it takes to get it done.
Yeah. And I can't wait to see his show coming up.
Yeah, it'll be great, man.
Like I said,
Yeah.
he shocked me when I saw that glimpse.
Yeah,
It was insane. And the buddy that I was with, he saw it too. He's like, "Who's coaching you?"
Yeah,
It was like
yeah.
one of those things. Instantly. So
Yeah.
whatever's going on with him, it's working great. That's all I gotta say.
definitely.
But yeah, no, definitely one of the awesomest things. Do you have anything coming up soon?
I do. You know what I'm working on right now is actually just trying to put on some size. I want to put on at least 10 pounds before I jump on stage again. And hopefully by the end of next year. I came in at 190 this year and I got fifth out of 13, I believe, that was in my class.
Nice.
So I want to do a lot better than that. And I believe I need another 10 pounds to be able to at least scratch that surface or see how much better I can look up there because I'll still have some room to grow.
Yeah.
My class goes up to 212
Okay.
and I came in at 190. So I
Okay.
believe at 200 pounds in the same condition I was at 190, it's definitely going to give me more eyes.
Okay. So now you're going for the Division 212.
Correct.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hold on. You went in at 190. First show, you came in at 154,
Yeah.
but you were weighing 195.
Yeah.
Now that you look at it, started at 195, dropped down to 154, and now your last weight was 190.
Yeah.
5-pound difference from when you started your journey
Yeah.
to drop down that to now here. That is amazing.
Yeah, it's
How
crazy.
much muscle have you have built? It takes time, like you said.
It does.
But
It's a lot of
just
time.
think about it from where you started to drop, you're back up to where you were started, but now just walking around with muscle.
Right. Yeah,
Props to
definitely.
that. That is amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
Now you need 10 more pounds.
Yeah, I know. And it just
I
keeps
can't wait
getting
to
like
see
that. That's the way it is. And it just keeps growing from that point on, So I think you have to have love for this sport because, like you said, it's such a slow process that you have to enjoy the journey that you get into.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to slowly burn yourself out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of people think, well, if I do more of this or more of that, or if I exercise more, I'm going to get there faster. Trust me, it's not going to happen. It's not
Trust the
gonna
process, the timing.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you have to take in consideration. Like I was saying, stress, you know what I mean? What's going on in your life? So are you ready to put yourself in that situation with probably the stress level you got going on right now? Or here's another thing that we don't talk about. Injuries. If you're pushing yourself every day to work to get that body you want to admire, you're going to have to push yourself hard.
Yeah.
And whether you took the time to stretch, do the things you needed to do to warm up properly to get into those workouts, sometimes some things just go.
Yeah.
And if you've never had an injury, I can tell you from experience, you have never pushed yourself hard enough.
Yeah.
That is all there is to it.
That's
So
right.
when it comes to injuries, now it's going to take a little longer for you to build up physique because you got to take time off. That's
Yep.
the only way you're going to truly heal. Now,
Oh,
don't get me wrong. There's some times when you get injured that you can work those muscles around them, but it depends on the severity of that injury that you can do that. You
yep.
know, most cases when some of these injuries happen, you actually have to take some time off.
Yeah.
And then we're talking about getting sick. You know what I mean? That is another issue as well.
Yeah.
The times when you weren't as consistent, but then again, you're getting upset about not getting the results. But you're getting upset over things that you're not doing right. And just because you were good for a month, you want to be the winner of the show. It's not fair. You don't think everyone else is trying just as hard as you do, but you
Right.
think you deserve it because you did so great the last month.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Touche. Touche.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah. No,
So
definitely.
I think the best thing to do, whether you win or lose, is like you said, try to learn from it, see what it is that you need to address to make or get yourself in a better position to do better at those shows.
Yeah.
And maybe get some feedback from the judges.
Yep.
Sit down with your coach and evaluate some of those pictures and see where you need a lot more help. You
Yeah.
know, or maybe it was just conditioning. Maybe you are a big guy, but maybe you're too big and you don't have enough definition.
And
Maybe
that's what I
that's your
needed
problem.
it.
And maybe all you need is some conditioning.
Yeah.
Because that can happen as well too. But I can tell you the majority of the people think they only need to lose a little bit of weight to be in top shape when realistically they need to lose at least 10, if not 20 more pounds that they really thought so.
Yeah.
That's how much it takes to be in good of a shape.
It's crazy.
And people don't want to do that, especially us guys.
No.
Because I can tell
Yeah.
you when I did my
Yeah.
first show, just watching yourself shrivel, it messes with your mind.
Yeah. Definitely.
You didn't work your ass off to be that big, and all of a sudden be little. We don't go to the gym to be small.
Nope.
You know what I
Not
mean?
at all. Not
So
at all.
guys don't like that, but they think of that and they think, okay, well, I look so good right here. Why can't I stay here? But you don't understand the quality of definition you actually need for the judges to recognize your work
Yeah.
and really have your muscles pop,
That's how it
because
is.
that's going to give you better, judging, points for you to do better at the shows.
Exactly.
That you trying to come in so big that you never get into shape.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what ends up happening.
It's
You know
always
what I
a
mean?
fine line.
Now, of course, you take a person who has a big frame and he's very well conditioned, you're going to go to the show and it's going to be lights out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Who doesn't want that? But you know what? Majority of us will only peak so many times. And we're talking about throughout your life while you're competing. So if you're competing in 15, let's say you've been competing for 15 years, you might have peaked 3 times if you're lucky.
Oh.
Some of these guys at the Olympia, as you can see, there are sometimes now they're peaking.
Yeah.
And they have such great genetics that the genetics carry them over all the way to the pros. But now at the pro level, they're trying to really exceed their conditioning and the amount of muscle they have. And it looks beautiful.
Yep.
But it took years to do that. We're
Oh, yeah.
talking 20 years later. You know what I mean?
Oh.
And then again, here's the other person. You got someone who has a lot of experience competing, and you have someone who has very little experience competing.
Uh-huh.
It's very difficult. You can't compare yourself to that person. You need to focus yourself on you and make the best physique you can out of the frame you, because
Yeah.
not everyone's built the same way.
Exactly.
But if
Different.
you do that, you will be very, very happy with yourself.
Agree.
That's all there is to it.
That's the best way to put it in.
Yeah.
People need to hear all that.
Yep.
It's just literally hear that.
Yep.
Put it through, write it down.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Hear that.
Oh, yeah.
Best part is too on this one too. You just turned somebody pro.
Yeah. Yep.
The
Yep.
struggles of
Yeah.
everything that had to go through that
And you know
as
what?
well.
She is such a hard worker.
Oh yeah.
She's been training with me for 7, 8 years now, and the girl's insane. That's what people don't understand. That's what I call a workhorse. The girl's a freaking soldier. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I remember getting her ready for the show before she was a pro, and at the gym, everybody sees her from the waist up, and they're like, "Oh my God, You're so ready for the show. We're talking like a month before, or maybe even 6 weeks before the show, okay? And she was looking really good, don't get me wrong, from the waist up. But I go, but listen, what they don't see is what I see. And I'm telling you, if we don't get those legs in order the way I'm asking you that we need them, we are going to go over there and you're going to get your ass kicked. What do you want to do? She says, I want to win. I said, then let's go get those legs, right?
Push it harder.
And that's what happened. She went out and killed it. She nailed those legs, nailed her posing on stage, and the girl killed it. She not only won her class, she won the overall.
That's why.
You know?
Yep.
And that is why she was ready. She did everything I asked her to do. She put all the time and effort into it. And this girl goes to work out at 4 a.m, okay? She's playing around. And she has a normal job. Sometimes she works 10 hours a day.
Man,
you know
she's
what I mean?
grinding.
Oh, yeah.
She's grinding.
Yeah, no, Marianne is a different
Like
breed.
you said, different breed.
For sure.
She wanted
That
it.
girl.
She got it.
Yeah.
And she's still working, like you
Absolutely, yeah. One of the hardest work, clients I've ever had. And I've had a few clients that work hard. But man, she's just insane when it comes to that. And I have nothing but respect for her because of that.
That's amazing.
You know?
When do you think is going to be her pro debut?
Well, we're thinking about Legions. Could be
Coming up?
That'd
be amazing. Hometown.
Yeah.
She got some love and support from home.
Exactly.
Which is going to be great.
It would be amazing. And
shit, we're going to be there, definitely.
Yeah. So it would be really good to see her do that. We're still, checking the calendar to see if it's going to give us enough time to make sure we take the best physique there, because of course that's what she wants.
She went figure,
wants her
right?
debut. Yeah.
Do they have weight cap for figure?
No, not weight cap. Just that sometimes Legions doesn't have all the divisions. So we got to make sure that they actually have that division.
This time.
Yeah, that's the only thing. Sometimes,
I don't think they had it last time, did they?
This last time actually they did, but they didn't have the 212 like for me.
That's why
you
it went straight to open. It went straight to open.
So otherwise you wouldn't see me there as well too, because why not do it? Like you said, it's our hometown.
I hope they have it this time coming up.
In town. I love it.
Yeah, they've had it prior. The year before that, they did have 212.
Yeah, they did.
I hope they do, because then that would be amazing. Coach and athlete, both step on stage.
Yeah. At the time, I'm not sure if I'll be ready that short amount of time, like I told you, because I am trying to put on 10 pounds of lean muscle tissue. It's a lot harder than it sounds. Otherwise, trust me, I can put 20 pounds on. That's not a problem. But it's not going to be solid muscle.
Yeah, it's
you know what I mean?
Muscle
so solid muscle is what I need, because I need to be in the same condition with 10 more pounds on my frame.
Yep.
And I think that will make a huge difference. Thank goodness that I've always paid attention to my body being very symmetrical.
Nice.
So I need to put that on my whole body. That one particular area, which is so great. I at the beginning of when I started my bodybuilding career, I made sure that was my number one thing. Really, I think that is what has carried me over from not only NPC, but all the way in the IFBB as well too. And that's what's going to continue for me to be successful. And I just have to keep grinding it and making sure I go to the shows where I'm actually going to make a difference. So I have to make sure that I have to take the time to put enough growth into it to make me capitalize on those 10 pounds like I was explaining. But
and you will.
I love it, man. I love it. I enjoy every minute of it. So to me, it's just every day in life, man. It's what I do. I love it. Whether I still compete in the future or not, I will still train this hard because I enjoy it that much.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
I love the fact that this is your job.
Yeah.
It's not your job. You are, even though this is your job, you still have another job too.
Yeah.
You're a realtor as well, grinding.
Yeah. A loan officer,
busy.
actually.
Loan officer. My apologies.
It's all right.
Loan officer. See, you're busy too.
Yeah.
So for you, dude, because at the same time, you're up at 4 a.m. too.
Oh, yeah.
You're with your clients at 4 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
Your day starts what? Literally 3:30, waking up?
3 o'clock in the morning is what time I get up sometimes. You know?
See?
Like I said, especially when I'm getting Marianne ready, because she has to be there at 4. She has to be at work at a certain time, and that's the only time she's going to be able to get it in. And we have to get it done. And like I
See?
said, I have so much respect for her. Unfortunately, if she came in at 3, I would have to come in at 3 too. Good thing she comes in at 4.
Try to push for 5 next time.
Exactly.
Give me an hour.
Trying to
more.
get her a new job.
Hey,
So
give me some sleep.
yeah, exactly. But other than that, but I enjoy it. You know, it's one of the things when you really can feel the passion from your client. It makes it easier for you to go to work and enjoy what you do as well.
Yes.
Whether it's at 4 o'clock in the morning or 5. You know, so that definitely is a blessing.
I like that because nobody understands what you go through. Oh, they probably think he probably starts at 8,
Yeah,
9.
I know.
Nah,
Yeah.
3 o'clock.
Yeah, I know.
Get it right.
Yeah.
Then you go to work.
That's
after
why I
that.
got to make sure I go to sleep with enough time for me to get my recovery as well.
Yeah.
So I always try to shoot for at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep.
You see, you,
So,
you already know time when to eat,
Yeah.
especially starting at 3. Like again,
Oh, yeah.
you got to know when to take your first meal.
Yeah.
It all goes
You
from
got to
there.
be ready. So,
and
I
that's the
normally
best
take
part.
home my food with me to the gym, and that way I'm eating every 3 hours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Prep
And I feel
everything.
so much better. My energy level is so much stable. You know what I mean? My focus is so much sharper.
Heck
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's the best thing.
Hmm.
If you guys need a coach, reach out. Trust me, he's phenomenal. Like I said, I messed up for drinking.
I appreciate that.
But if you guys need to hear somebody out, know something, like I said, he is at Body Fuel in Sparks,
Yep.
Nevada, right off of Disc Boulevard.
Yes.
Reach out to him. We'll be putting all his
Yep.
information in there as well. If you have any
Or you
personal
can DM
questions,
me also on Instagram.
we're gonna put
You know, like
all of them.
Coach Carlos Pinto.
All of it.
Check it out. Check out my clients in there. You're gonna probably see more of me on Facebook because
Nice.
that one actually got hacked, my Instagram account, and I have to rebuild it.
So I'm tagging the
on
wrong
it.
one?
No, you're on the right one now.
Oh, okay, I was
Yeah, you're on
like-
the right one. Otherwise, I wouldn't have got your messages. But it's a new one that I just built like maybe 6-7 months ago.
Oh, so
And they
you're
hacked
starting
my other
ground
one.
up.
So I had to start
Ah.
from the ground up. But my Facebook's been around for a long time. And that one is Carlos Pinto IFBB Pro.
There you go.
So,
we're gonna put all of
Yeah,
those in the
If
links.
you want to look some pictures, you can definitely see even more pictures, even further back.
There you
know?
go. You see that? He's just because they hacked it, I mean, stop
Yeah.
it.
Oh, no. You got to do another one.
Another one.
Especially these days, everyone's on social media. You got to be out there. and
That's how you make
they
your money
love
now.
it.
It ain't gonna be no more newspaper, like you
Absolutely.
said.
Yeah.
It's all
You
social
definitely-
media.
It is. You gotta
Everything
be out
from
there.
TikTok to X to Facebook
Mhm.
to Instagram,
Oh, yeah.
Snapchat.
Oh, yeah.
Everything that comes involved with it. Social media, somebody's gonna see it. As long as you're on every platform,
Yeah.
someone will notice it. And
Absolutely.
like you said, he's
Yeah.
at 190. Watch him at 200, guys.
That's right.
Ready for 212.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see him, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here, Carlos.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for having me, Chris. I appreciate it. Man.
Anytime, brother. Thank you.